Hello everybody and welcome to the class to Move and Breathe with Ellie and Pat in this case. Patrick is with me today for you to enjoy the practice. We will give modification as usual. Please remember to subscribe to our channel. We see that you're watching our videos. Would be great, like if you could just click the little button with a subscription, help us a ton and help us to not just to keep us motivated to put out new classes, but also actually to support us in the process to do so. For today we will start seated on our mat. So start to bring your heels under your buttocks, position of Saiza. Take a moment here to maybe nestling the hands onto your lap, palm towards palm. And you want to have the big thumbs touching. Take a moment here to breathe in and out. Simply direct your attention inward. Gently noticing what is your mental state now, where your mind is going. Wherever your mind is going, try to bring it here into your body. Allow the flow of thoughts to pass by without following any particular one, any particular thought specifically, just acknowledging their existence as an observer. Taking a moment for preparing for practice. Take a couple of cleansing breaths, announcing your mind that time for moving is coming closer. When you're ready, start to bring the hands in front of your heart with the palm touching as a devotion to yourself, to your practice, to the time that you're dedicating to this. Always free to invite an intention, one simple word. And when you're ready, start to gently, keeping your eyes closed or not, you can interlace the fingers behind the back with the aim of touch the ground without, so stretching your arms, open the chest at the same time. If you have long levers like me, you might need to push them more away and then towards the floor, the other way around. When you're ready, open the throat towards the sky, feeling a full stretch in front body. Exhaling, come back to center. Right hip is receiving the knuckles here. And you want to bring the right ear towards the right shoulder. Finding a nice stretch into the left side. When you're ready, come back to center. Same, aiming for the floor. This time maybe directly opening the throat towards the sky, opening the heart. Transition the back bend into the chest space. Exhaling, hands outside of the left hip, left ear, left shoulder. Last one, come back, stretching the arms. Maybe you feel the elbows as they come closer. Palms are touching, open the chest, throat towards the sky. When you're ready, exhale, bring yourself to seated again, hands on top of your knees. We add a little bit of spinal cars, so simply spinal rotation. So we really want to make rotation with our spine. Think about opening the chest forward, pushing the rib cage towards the left, then rounding the spine, and then rib cage towards the right. Notice if the movement is coming from your spine or from your belly. A lot of times when we do these things, we tend to overburst our belly. So try to feel it, that is actually quite complicated. It's not just a rotation of your hips. So try to see if your hips can stay a little bit more sit as you're sitting now. And if you can have this motion just from the spine. So it should be something not super automatic, not if you were dancing any salsa. That is for after this class, put some salsa on and let your spine flow in a different way. When you're ready, reverse the movement. Feeling that you really want the spine to move. The hips might join at a certain point because indeed your spine ends up there, but you want really the spine moving. Rotating, pushing to our left, opening, right, Last one. When you're ready, gently send your hands forward, find your tabletop position. Take a moment here to just feel the contact of the hands on ground, hands under the shoulder. Spread the fingers naturally wide, knees as wide as the hip. Take a moment here to just feel. And when you're ready, we add cat and cows. So when you're ready, inhale, tailbone reach up, belly drop, chest open, roll the shoulder blades back. Exhale, initiate from lower back and reverse. Chin to our chest. Inhale, lower back initiates. Open the chest. Exhale, lower back again initiates. And find your angry cat. Continue at your own tempo, maybe closing the eyes. Keeping synchronizing with the breath. And rounding. Last one. And round. When you're ready, come back, tabletop. We will start with the right leg. So sending the right leg up. And bend the knee. We want to do the cat and cow position the same. Maybe you did this one with me in class before. So imagine that you want to bring the knee towards the chest as you round your spine. We do this one for 4. And then as you inhale, the foot wants to touch the crown of the head. Finding the cow. Exhale, knee in. Inhale, cow scratching his head. Exhale. Inhale, maybe scratching the ear. Very flexible cow. Exhale in. And last one. Take a moment, hold here. Opening the chest a little bit more, engaging the back chain. So feeling the glutes and the hammies working with you. Exhale, knees on ground. We move towards the other side. Inhaling, left knee in. Exhale again. This cow has a lot of fly. When you're ready, bring the knee in. Second opening. Exhale. Inhale, open. Last one. Bring the knee in. And now we want to do the same. This time we bring awareness to the leg. So we want to engage the glutes, hamstring as we open the chest, stretching that hip flexor, exhaling knees on ground. Taking a moment, push back, finding your downward facing dog. Take a moment, pedal the feet. Inhaling, wave forward, finding a plank. Exhale, knee, chest and chin on ground. Moving to our cobra pose, so wave forward or move forward, pelvis on ground, knees elevated, bend the elbows side, ribcage push the chest forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. We will do this one for 3 times again. So moving your own tempo, wave forward, inhale. Exhale, knee, chest and chin. Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. For the next cobra, I want to ask you to bring the feet together if possible. Exhale, plank, knee, chest and chin. Bringing the feet together. Finding that cobra. Pressing the feet down. Exhale, downward facing. Last one. Wave, plank, knee, chest and chin. Feet together, preparing for cobra. Option to stay here for 4, maybe lifting the hands for 3, 2, and 1. When you really push back, you felt like a little bit of constriction as I lift my hands. Try to push my legs super hard, downward facing dog. When you already walk the feet towards the front of the mat, maybe a big step. Take a moment, separate your feet hip width apart, Send the arms behind the back, interlace the fingers, squeeze the elbows together, palms are touching, find a chest expansion. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Keep breathing. Exhale, release the hands down. Wave gently as you come up, so start to embody awareness into the spine. Round, round, round. Chin towards the chest. You are aware of everything that is happening into your body. And when you're ready, come back to standing. Take a moment here, hand side of the hips. We had little spinal waves, just like a couple of them, not too many. Just again, to build that awareness into our spine. And to be like head leading first, feet slightly apart. And when we start to imagine that we have indeed this imaginary wall in front of us, forehead, nose, chin, chest, rib cage, belly, hips are moving in that direction. And as soon as one touches the floor, the wall, the other one will continue and the previous one will move back. So when you're ready, inhale, start at your own tempo. Forehead, nose, chin, chest, rib cage, belly, hips. Try to keep your arms quite relaxed. There is no good or beautiful way to do this. There is just your way, and it will change with time. As soon as you start to bring more awareness into the spine and less into being so mindy about the movement, maybe you will notice that your spinal way will become more fluid, simply because you are not thinking that much anymore. There is not so much thinking. And if you see me, if you see Patrick, our spinal wave are very different. We have different body, different history, different way of move. So for you might be exactly the same. Last one. When you're ready, hips is leading. So again, we move close. Arms are like really there because you have them sticking out of your shoulders, but they don't do anything. They don't need any direction. They will move along. With you as the hips instead are leading your wave now. Last one. When you're ready, take a moment, stay up at your mat, toe, just getting yourself into a space where you can feel your body if you forgot what all this was about. When you're ready, inhale, exhale, fold, hands on ground. Take a moment. On the next inhalation, we will step the left foot back, bring the left knee onto the floor. I want to place both hands on top of our right knee. Take a moment here to observe your hips. Hip flexor is moving towards the ground. You might want here even to walk your right foot a little bit more towards the front. Take a moment here. Just work the sensation into the hip flexors. Maybe you find that your right foot can move a little bit more forward. Staying here. Try to avoid to move too much into the lower back, feeling really that you're stretching your hip flexors, so tuck your tailbone under. Hands can push the right knee away. When you're ready from here, we plane the hands down. We move back in our half split. Square the hips and moving into your half split. Walking your hands forward. Now, for the one of you that have a full split, maybe this is the time to express your full split. So just bring yourself in that space. Always I like to activate active and passive, because a lot of us might be able to enter in full split because they're very, very flexible. I cannot count myself into this cluster, so I have to activate my legs, like a little bit of stretch reflex, and then I can stay here. Keeping the hand side of the hips. Again, working to square the left hip down, so keep your toes stuck. Patrick is going for the half split. Always you have a modification, you start somewhere. When you're ready from here, hands on ground, bring your right foot closer again. Bring the left knee closer again. And then we will move back in our frontal mat. So you want to press the right foot down, really energetically lift the back knee and step your left foot towards the front. From here, exhale, step your right foot back. We move in the same way. So right knee on front, onto the back. And we start maybe to wiggle this left foot away from us. We want to find length, but also we want to focus in our hip flexor. So if you notice that if I'm arching a lot, I'm actually putting a lot of pressure here. I don't feel that much in my hip flexor. Maybe it's just me, you can still feel a lot. But if I'm tucking my tailbone under and then I send my hip flexor down, it's a totally different ball game. So stay there. See what happens to you. And just stay with me. Keep breathing. When you're ready from here, your version, hands on ground, maybe moving back into your half split. If you went with me on a split before, maybe you want to go also here. Again, I like to keep my back toe stuck to keep my hips squared. And this leg is my funny leg. So I need to squeeze my glutes, hamstrings and thighs. Now maybe I found some space. Then I squeeze it again, some PNF. And then I found some space and I can stay here for 4 breaths with you. Keep flexing the left foot. For me, it's an achievement. You know, I reached this one in my 40s, so there is always time for it. Keep breathing. When you're ready, inhale, lift. Bring yourself back. So again, we want to walk that right knee a little bit closer. If you want in our split, maybe this is not something for you. From here, framing the left foot and just a big step forward toward our forward fold. Shake the legs because we feel something is going on into the legs, right? And when you're ready, bring both hands down. Step your right and left foot back. Bring the knee, chest and chin on floor. We stay in our Bhujangasana or Cobra again for 4 to 5 breaths. So come up, feet together, press the floor away. Again, I would invite you to bend the elbows down, lifting the knees, and optionally to lift one hand at a time, maybe both, just to feel the strength of your back. When you're ready, release. Whew. Hands on ground, take a child pose. A little bit quick and dirty warm up for us to gently enter in our wheel pose. So if you don't have wheel into your practice, and if you're practicing at home alone, bridge is always an option. So Patrick will enter in a bridge, I will show you. And if you have a partner, after I will show you how to do a nice wheel with support. So for bridge, we want to place the hands close to the knees with the knee in line with our hips, so with the knees pointing up. From here, I like to bend my elbows just to support, broaden my shoulders, and when I'm ready, I'm tucking my tailbone under, lifting lower, middle, and upper back towards the sky. You want to keep the knees squeezing into the midline so that you find indeed that engagement into your adductors. Staying here for 5 breaths. Keep squeezing even if temptation is high to move them outside. Hands can be reaching back. There are many variations of your hands. I personally used to like to interlace them under, but I don't know if I still like it now. So it depends. When you're ready, exhale, move gently down, upper, middle, and lower back. Knock the knees in, feet apart. And take a moment here. And that comment on the hands was because we always change. So sometimes we like something, sometimes we don't. Now, if you are new to wheel pose and you have at home somebody that can help you out, indeed, you can recruit that person. So I said at the beginning. Yeah. Okay. You can use indeed this person to help you out. So I will be your friend, and like same setup as for your bridge pose, knees are hip width apart, and the person will place his feet close to your ears more or less. So why we're doing this is because sometimes we cannot access wheel pose because of the angle of the wrist, and this one will give us enough space to lift into a wheel pose without necessarily need to overstretch our wrist. So from here, Patrick will grip my ankle, will push, and when he's ready, he will lift and stretch his arms. Yes. I, as a partner, will help him out, placing the hands under the shoulder and lift him up. Keeping gazing back, feeling the full chain of the back. He's making a nice arch. When he's ready, he will move down, chin towards the chest, bending the elbows so he came up. And take a moment, knocking the knees in, feet towards the side. Now, if you are working so you can have like some kind of wheel pose in practice, we can do it together while Patrick is resting after this hard work. So, same setup like you will do for your bridge. Let me lace my hair because normally I end up to step on my hair. So you want to place the hand side of the ears with the fingers pointing towards your shoulder, elbows point towards the sky. The thing that I see a lot in class is the elbows opening. Try to keep them pointing up. So when you're already here, start to tuck your tailbone under, lifting lower middle. Option to land on the crown of the head. This one will allow you to adjust the hands and push yourself up into your wheel. Gazing back, maybe little by little, walking the feet more together. Pushing the chest forward. Stay here with me. And when you're ready, chin towards the chest. Land the back of the head down. Taking a moment again, knocking the knees in. When you're ready, bring the knees into the chest. Lower back on floor. Preparing for a reclined twist to close the practice today. When you're ready, left hand towards the right knee. Open the right arm like a wing and drop your knees towards the left. Option always to place a block or a pillow under your knees if you need to. When you're ready, change sides on inhalation. Bring the knees in, just change sides. Bring the knees in again. Hug yourself tight, nose towards knees. Reconnect to that intention at the beginning of practice and now seems like so far away. Bring it back now into the present. And when you're ready, exhale. Separate your feet and side of your torso with the palms up. Finding your Shavasana. And please take time to really spend a couple of minutes in your Shavasana. Backbending are very energizing postures. So you want to give yourself time to reset and your system also to calm down. I want to thank you for being with me today. I want to thank Patrick for going through something that normally he's not a big fan of. And yeah, please subscribe. We love to bring you new and more classes, so help us out. Thank you again. Have a good day.